pause. Sorry about that. Had to go do a little, what you call it, when you go in the store and shit, when you don't have a car, and you buy everything you need within the week, like like 3 times a day, you know what I'm saying? About the end of the week, you got everything. That's how I roll. Shit, I ain't ashamed, nigga. I just do what I gotta do. Let me share something with y'all anyway. Back to where I was before the pause. Hey, listen, look. When I was homeless, man. Listen, when I was homeless. This is in the year 2000. I was 33 years old. All right. When I was homeless, I mean, it was one of the worst times in my life. Now, mind you, unknowingly, I have already prepared myself for that particular encounter or for that particular journey, okay? When I got out there in that cold, this was like in late January, early February, okay? I was going on my 34th year, which was August, but this was in the cold now. I think it was like 8 degrees. Possibly, I believe it was about 10 inches because we just came off of 12, so it was about 10 inches. Now, the snow, it was icy, man, because it was icy outside, real icy and cold, man. Everything had no, because it rained and everything was frozen, right? And I didn't know where to go. So when the sheriffs came and ushered me out of my home, I had to walk 20 miles in this snow, in this ice, snow, all the way down downtown Louisville. Mind you, downtown Louisville. I walked 20 miles, close to 20 miles. I ain't gonna say exactly 20 miles, probably close to 20 miles. But only thing I knew how to do is go to the water. I had to go to the Ohio River. That's a dirty ass river. But something told me to go to the water. So I'm walking down there, all the way down to the river. When I got down there, I didn't know what to do, but just call on myself on I called on myself on what I need to do as a human being. You see, I don't know how I did it. It was like I released myself from being cold. I still don't understand how I did it. I guess I was in that moment and that natural self just popped in, man. Because it was like I wasn't cold no more. Now I had the proper gear, but I know when I got down by that water, at the degrees, it had to be like 6. That temperature had to drop, man, by that water. But I started feeling warm. I started feeling warm in that separation of whatever. You know, it's like I put on a new body. You know, that covered that big ass coat, whatever I had on. I don't know, man. I just know that I was there. But anyway, during that time, I found it was a whole lot of brothers out there, man, that was homeless. And I was looking for a spot just to lay my head, you know, just to lay my head. So I just walked up there back up from the river to White Castle. I sat in there for about 3 hours. Brother came to me, you know, saying, start talking to me about his problems and things, you know, and about how he was rejected, you know, during his period of time down there, you know, in the streets. And I just it was an old guy, you know, he was the type of person that you wouldn't want to shake hands with if you see him, you see. But for me, my ears was open to what I needed. And so I listened to this man, okay? And so I kind of got tired and I needed energy, and my mind told me I felt the energy when I was down by the river. You see, so I went back down by the river, and I met this guy named Old Man Jimmy. Now, Old Man Jimmy, he was out there for 15 years, and before I met him, I was laying down up under these waterfalls that spread out in the summertime for the kids and shit. You know, it's like a little cut. You know, you go up under there like a little bridge that you can walk over, and I've kind of set myself up under there. And but that wasn't my spot. That was Old Man Jimmy's spot. You see, so he told me to get about his spot, his home. You know what I mean? But anyway, Old Man Jimmy was talking to me about the same thing. You see, now mind you, he wasn't telling me what to do. They was just telling me their rejections. Everywhere I went, they were telling me their rejections. And it just dawned on me, how come I'm not writing this shit down? So I looked in my backpack, my little duffel bag, and I had a pen and a pad. I don't know how that pen and the pad got there, but it was there, you dig? You know, it was there. So, excuse me, y'all. But anyway, I took everything that they told me and I utilized that information. And so I called my elder sister if she can loan me $100, right? To loan me $100. Hold on. Yeah, I'm back at the house. Yeah. But anyway, I asked my sister to loan me $100. You see, because I ain't had no money and shit, right? So I asked her to loan me $100, and so she done that, and so because see what I needed proof. I needed proof that I exist. You know, when you're trying to get an apartment, you need proof. So I had to gather up all my proofs and things, right? And so I went to this place called Hood. Here in the Ville. I went to this place called Hood, and I was inquiring about an apartment. Now, all the information that I had gathered from the rejections of these homeless brothers and sisters, okay? Now, when I went in there in Hood, there was a woman, and she was telling me about all the things that I need, and she handed me a list, and I'm looking over the list as she's talking, right? And I told her right then and there, ma'am, I have everything I need to, do I have everything I need on the list? And she said, excuse me? I said, yes, I have everything on the list. And she said, oh, wait a minute. You have everything? What do you mean you have everything? I said, yeah, I have everything on the list. She said, well, how did you get everything on the list? I said, I learned through rejections outside of me. And she said, what do you mean you learned through rejections? I said, all the rejections that those homeless people were talking about, I wrote them down. You see, and they were reminiscent of my rejections. So I kind of recognized them. You know, I kind of recognized, so my ears were open to hear. And she said, oh, that's beautiful. Praise the Lord. Yeah, she said, praise the Lord, right on. But anyway, during that period of session, she said, well, listen, you got everything right here. Everything that you need on the list. Listen, I got a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 bedroom. Which one do you want? You know? And so I said, hell, just give me a 2 bedroom. So I got that 2 bedroom of, let's see, yeah, that was in February 3rd, I believe, February 3rd or the 4th, something like that. Because I remember right before I got the apartment, I met this old man who was homeless. His name was Mr. Willie. Mr. Willie is my mother's father that I never met. And I believe he passed away. But this was the homeless man. And he said that he was supposed to go get baptized, and asked me did I want to go with him at this church down the street. I said, yeah, man, yeah, let's go get baptized. So during that time, I think February 3rd, 2000, that's when I was baptized in this church called Cabo Baptist Church. Listen to that word, Cabo Baptist Church, okay? Now, mind you, so a couple of days after that, that's when I went to Hood. But back to the spot. When they gave me that spot over there in the project, this is Iroquois Projects, right? I got a whole year free rent. Mind you, I didn't have no furniture. I ain't have anything. I ain't had no bed. I ain't had no chair. For about a month, man, I was sleeping on my duffel bag. And I laid my clothes out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to sleep on that floor. Hey, man, hey, I was like that, man, for a while. And then I just went to hustle, man, got me a job and all that type of stuff at the airport, you dig? You know, the little punk-ass security up there? Yeah. And then they changed to TSA, so I lost my job. You know what I'm saying? Because they told me my credit was bad. Yeah, man, they told me my credit was bad. But anyway, that's how I got my apartment. That's how I got my apartment, from listening to these homeless people, the rejected. The rejected told me how to get back on my feet. They didn't tell me like, hey, brother, this is what you do. No, I was just put in a position. Every time I turned a corner, somebody was talking about their rejections, and I listened to every last one of them. I just felt they were my rejections, you see? And so I had to do better. And that's what happened. And that's how I got into that spot. It's tore down now. Every spot that like I said earlier in the video, every spot that I ever lived in, just like when I leave in this spot right here in this house, they're gonna tear it down. I mean, it goes back to when I was a child. Everything has been ripped apart. Like this is my last time here on this planet. Everything I touch, if I move away from there or graduate from there, it's gonna be gone. Everything. I have no idea why. You know, that's why I'm here in school, because it's something that I need to learn, you know. I mean, it's a beautiful study, you know, it's a beautiful study. That's why we all got to keep our eyes open, keep our ears peeled. In a minute, family. Yeah.